I'm meeting with Ashlee Peterson Call today, also known as Ashlee Peterson, before you just got remarried, is that correct?
Yes, just got married 3 months ago.
So Ashlee Peterson Call, same person. And normally I would introduce her, but I'm going to let her do that because she's agreed to give us a presentation today as opposed to me interviewing you, although we're going to chat for just a few minutes after you're done, is that correct?
Perfect, yep,
so with
sounds
that
great.
in mind, I'll just give you the floor.
Okay, thank you so much, Eric. So first of all, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching our video. I know we're all busy and I appreciate you taking time. And I promise you, if you pay attention, you will learn something that can change your entire life. So I wrote this book, 7 Spiritual Keys to Healing from Heartbreak and Breaking the Pattern, several years ago as I was on my own journey. I had been divorced when I was really young, about 22. I got married and divorced about a year later. And then I had another huge relationship catastrophe about 4 years after that. I was only 26 when that happened. So I figured at 26, I had already been divorced and I had another giant relationship failure with a lot of infidelity and ugly stuff involved. With that, I decided that it was time for me to look inside and figure out what was happening in my life that was creating these experiences over and over. Because I realized that as the co-creator of my life, I could create something different. So a lot of us go through life feeling like we're victims and not understanding that we can actually co-create our own experience. So I can choose what it is that I want to have experienced in my life. So that's what I'm going to be talking with you guys a little bit about today. So I just wanted you to understand that I've come from divorce, I've come from heartbreak, I've come from infidelity, I've been through all of those trials, and I understand what it's like to go through them. Now, everyone's experience is individually, so I can't say I know what it's like for you. I can just say I understand the general process, and I understand the depression, anxiety, sadness, all that heavy stuff that can happen after the fact, and how you can kind of get stuck in that. And what you really want to do is move forward and create an amazing life. So who would like to move forward on their journey? Excellent, thank you. And who has had things that maybe not go exactly as planned in their life? Perfect, thank you. Me too. Now, the reason I've asked you these questions is because I want you to get your brain engaged in this process. So I know you're not here. Doesn't matter getting the questions out to you anyway. It's brain training, which is what I'm an expert at. I'm an expert at helping people understand the science of your mind so you can get this mind to help you to create the life that you want. So you can live that passionate, enthusiastic, happy life that you've always wanted to have. So the first key in my book, which is what I'm going to be talking about today, is key number 1, is remember your divine nature. So every single one of us is a co-creator. That's what I mean by your divine nature. You are not just a victim, like I said. You are actually co-creating with your energy around you. So the science behind this is important for us to know and to understand. So I'm going to just go ahead and... How many of you know that your body is made out of atoms? Okay, I'm going to guess the majority of you raised your hand because you all took science class where they hopefully taught that. And they taught you that your body is made out of atoms. But maybe what you haven't had someone point out to you, or what you haven't really realized on your own, is that atoms are made out of subatomic particles, right? Which are your protons, neutrons, and electrons. So protons, neutrons, and electrons are the basic building blocks of atoms, which are the building blocks of life, including you and your body. So what's happening is that you are influencing the world around you based on your energy, because these components of your body and your being are energy. So this is made out of 99.999% energy. These protons, neutrons, and electrons are energy. And there's only this little tiny 0.0001% of atoms that is actually physical matter. So this is the wave part of an atom, and this is the particle part of an atom. So brief science lesson here. You are made primarily out of energy, which means you affect every single thing around you. So I want you to think about it for a minute. How many of you have ever walked into a room and you can immediately feel the tension? and you're just like, oh, I think I should probably tiptoe back out of here. I don't want to be here. Or how many of you have walked into a room where everyone's like super excited, they're celebrating, the energy is really high, and you're like, what's going on? I want to know, I want to check it out. Okay, that's because you are sensing the energy. So it doesn't mean that someone walked over to you and said, run now. Maybe they did, but a lot of times they don't even have to tell you that. You pick up on that energy on a subconscious or even a conscious level. And what's happening in your life is everybody around you is also picking up on your energy on either a conscious or a subconscious level. So if you're in control of managing your energy and what message you're giving off, then you're going to have more control over what's happening in your life. So every single one of us is co-creating our life as that divine creator. Now we can either be co-creating it unconsciously and just having stuff happen that we're like, why? Why does everything just go wrong? Why is my car breaking down and I'm getting a divorce and, I've got all these problems and my health's failing and all this stuff. It's all related. It's all interrelated. Because once you're going through something tough and you start to harbor negative, low energy emotions, then you start to get disease and things in your body. And then it all just piles up, and then you've got this big pile of stuff to sort through. And so if you're starting to feel like everything's piling up on you and you maybe just need a way out, then it's going to be really helpful for you to understand this and to know that you are the co-creator of your life. You're not just the victim. You get to choose how you manage your energy. Okay, we are going to erase this one and talk a little bit about what I call the cycle of creation, because this is how you are creating your life and your reality. The cycle of creation starts with your thoughts. So the things that you think about on a conscious level or a subconscious level, what is it that you're telling yourself all day, every day? So I just want to draw this little diagram up here too. The majority of your thoughts, every day, everyone has 50 to 70,000 thoughts on average. And the majority of your thoughts are actually on a subconscious level. So this is your 90%, which is your subconscious thoughts, and only 10% are you consciously thinking, right? Because how many of you could consciously think of 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day, right? I can't either, there's no way. So only some of my thoughts get through. And I don't have time to go into the full lesson on that. I do teach this course. It's a 2-day live event or an online course that teaches the science of the mind, teaches in depth all the stuff that I'm kind of skimming over here and the rest of the 7 keys. But what we're going to briefly need to understand is that most of our thoughts are on our subconscious level, and those are creating your reality. Both these conscious and subconscious thoughts. So your job, if you want a different experience in life, is to interrupt this cycle that I'm going to teach you about, the cycle of creation, by having different thoughts and different emotions, because your thoughts lead to your emotions. And emotions are what we call energy in motion. This is what you are projecting back into, what you're projecting out into the world. So as you're going about your day and you're thinking negative or low-level thoughts about yourself and other people, you are projecting that low-level energy out. And so as I was giving the example of walking into a room and someone sensing the energy, what comes in is you walk into the room and everyone's like, oh, I don't know, but there's just something about her, there's just something about him. Or they're like, oh yeah, I've got to go talk to that person, I need to get to know them, there's something about their energy. Or you can just be neutral. You can be kind of in this middle average zone where people are just like, oh yeah, just another person. So what you want to do, obviously, is create a high level of energy and that high level emotion and those high level experiences so you can attract your dreams, whatever your hopes, dreams, and goals are, whether you want to go on a special vacation, whether you want to heal from your heartbreak or your divorce or any other heartbreak in life, a loss of a loved one, anything, whether you want to create a new job. It doesn't really matter what it is you want to create. The same cycle of creation that I'm explaining is going to help you with anything that you want to create. So that's what I do as a healing from heartbreak coach and a Passion Quest mentor, is help you to figure out what's going on, break the patterns, and create that new reality that you want for yourself. Okay, so that's why this cycle of creation is so important, so you can create what you want and stop having a repeat pattern. How many of you have had this experience where you did something and then it happened again and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the same thing in a different package? How did that happen? I thought I was getting something different, and oh look, it's the same. Okay, I had that happen. I had my divorce at 23, 26, relationship blow up, big failure. And I'm like, wow, how did that happen? I'm so young. I just want a successful relationship. So I had to step back and learn about this. Everything that I teach my clients now, how do I create something different? What can I do to create a new experience? And so I decided to take control of this cycle of creation. So you have your thoughts that lead to your emotions. Your emotions lead to what I call your ABCs. These are your actions, your behaviors, and your choices in life. And these ABCs determine a lot of what you're going to experience. And then when you have an experience, whether it's positive or negative, it reinforces a related emotion to that. So here's what happens. If you're over here on replay and these 90% subconscious thoughts and your subconscious is just replaying over and over and over again, the same thoughts you had yesterday, which most people repeat, 70% of their thoughts are repeated. So obviously these are research statistics and averages that they've come up with, but the majority of people's thoughts are the same as yesterday, and they're 70% negative thoughts that are not supporting their goals and dreams, and that's why people are creating so many things that they didn't really want to create. It's unintentional creation. So your thoughts are going out to your emotions, and it's going around and around and around. So if you want to create something different and have a brand new experience in your life, something that you've never experienced before, you have to get your thoughts and emotions working for you to get to that experience. So this is the process that I walk people through and help them to understand, A, what is my problem? Like, how do I identify the bottom line of why I keep repeating these situations? Now, how can I reprogram my subconscious mind and my conscious mind to not sabotage me? And now, how can I go forward and make that dream a reality? How can I create that? Okay, so I have a lot of success in my life as well as in the lives of my clients of being able to create all sorts of miracles and cool things. They call them miracles, but I understand that it's actually a creation process. So last year I created a 9-week trip around Southeast Asia with my ideal partner, which, by the way, I didn't have a partner at the beginning of the year. I was like totally single. And then I created this ideal relationship, and we went on this amazing adventure and had this amazing wedding earlier this year. So that's just one of the many things that I've been able to create, but it's because I went through my own healing process. It's because I thought, okay, I have to change something different if I want a different result. And I looked at my thoughts, I looked at my emotions, I looked at those addictions, emotional addictions I was having, and I figured out how to reprogram them and change so that I could take new action and have new behaviors and make new choices that supported a new experience, that created new emotions and started this new cycle going over and over. Okay, so I need you to understand that you can create this. That's the one thing that will help you the most in healing from whatever it is you're dealing with, divorce, heartbreak, anything else. Understanding that you are the co-creator, you're not the victim. You've got to manage these thoughts. You've got to take control of this. Because as I was mentioning, when someone walks in a room and they feel your energy, it is literally like feeling. You are sending out every single one of these 50 to 70,000 thoughts has an electrical impulse in your brain. It's called an action potential. So you have a thought, it triggers from one neuron to the next as an action potential, and then it triggers your hypothalamus to then create chemicals called hormones in your body and send out that message to the world with your thoughts and your emotions, these two back and forth. This is your electromagnetic field. So your electro, and this is the magnetic part. So this thoughts and emotions make up your electromagnetic field, which is what everyone senses around you. That's your energy bubble, your energy field. So if you want a different experience, you've got to change that energy bubble and that energy field, send out new thoughts and new emotions. So that's all that I have time to share with you today in this little presentation, but I just really hope you caught on to the two main things: that you are the creator of your life, not the victim, and that you have the power to change it. And it's really just about understanding the cycle and knowing how you can interrupt it to create what you want. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening.
Thanks very much, Ashlee. And
You're
so
welcome.
I thought you might enjoy this as a different kind of format, and it was perfectly suited for somebody like Ashlee to do. So thanks again.
Thank you.
But for people that would like to know a little bit more about you, would you please, we're going to, of course, provide this at the beginning, at the end, but would you just tell them how they can reach you?
Absolutely. So you can visit my website, www.freespiritedfaith.com. Free Spirited Faith. And you can find out all about my courses, online events, live events, women's programs. I have individual coaching, I have group coaching, I have all sorts of things available to help you either heal from your heartbreak, or if you're a little step beyond that, to actually create what you want in your life. So those courses are all available online.
Right. In fact, let me ask you about that, because we talked a little bit before going on camera. So if this is just scratching the surface at this point, because as I understand it, you've got a 2-day course that you do for the healing from heartbreak. Mm-hmm. You have a 2-day course of another kind as well, is that right?
Yes.
What's that called?
It's called Passion Quest. Mm-hmm. So the healing from heartbreak course is for those who are dealing with divorce, loss, any kind of heartbreak, and just need help just moving from surviving to like wanting to thrive. Mm-hmm. And then Passion Quest is about helping you take that step forward to thriving. So it is called Passion Quest, Creating Your Dreams with Play. And there's a new book coming out about it. There's an online course for it. There's a live event. And so it's for those who were coming to my Healing from Heartbreak workshop with their friends to support them. Then they weren't going through heartbreak, but they said, I absolutely need this. Everybody needs this. So I said, okay, I'll write you a book. I'll create a new course. So I have it available as either one of those options for anybody to come and partake.
You could start with one or the other, and they interact with each other,
yes.
Particularly if you're somebody going through the heartbreak of a loss or a catastrophe like a divorce. And so I'm so grateful that you were able to come and talk to us, because we haven't had anyone specifically like you that we've spoken to yet.
Awesome.
So it's freespiritedfaith.com. Your email is Ashlee@freespiritedfaith.com, but tell them how to spell it so they know how to reach you.
It's spelled Ashlee, Ashlee. Or if you just put freespiritedfaith@gmail, you'll get it there. Either way.
Okay.
If it's easier for you to remember that. Ashlee at freespiritedfaith or freespiritedfaith@gmail.
And you mentioned that if people want to see if this is right for them, they can go to the website, but they can also speak to you. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
So anyone who's watching this video, I am offering a free clarity call for you, which is a 30-minute mini coaching session. So you can call me and schedule that. My phone number is 801-836-4176. So call me, and then we'll set up that appointment, and we'll have the 30-minute time block where I can kind of hear about your story, hear where you are, where you want to go, and kind of help you figure out what's best for you. So and those courses I mentioned, the Healing from Heartbreak and Passion Quest, are also part of like a bigger 6-month series for women too.
Oh,
so
right.
If you're a woman that wants to like move forward and really knock this out and make your life awesome, I have this 6-month course for you that you can come and have live events and coaching, private coaching, group coaching. It's an awesome program. You can find out about it online. And then at the end of that, we have what's called a Passion Quest retreat, which is a 7 to 10 day women's adventure trip.
Okay.
So we take this workshop on the road, basically. So all that's available on my website. If you're interested in any of them, call me and ask me questions if you have any, and I would absolutely love to answer those.
Okay. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.